What's up? This is James with the James Post. This is gonna be another segment on the Curse of Perfectionism podcast, episode 3, Halloween. You know, when I was little, I never really celebrated Halloween, especially when I was brought up in a neighborhood where crime is too high, and I've seen it in my own eyes when I was like, on my way home, going to school, or on my way to work, and like taking transportation bus, and I would see just people getting hurt. And then with the news also, to be aware of the laced candy, and now more stories are happening in different parts of the countries when it comes to the Halloween festival. So here's my conclusion. I don't think people don't know how to celebrate Halloween. And I don't think people don't even know the real history, the real meaning of Halloween. Because Halloween is just not, wearing costume and go from door to door to ask for candy. That's not what it is. That's not really the main activity for Halloween. And it's not even carving pumpkins. That's not the main activities for Halloween. Okay. Like I said, the way I celebrated Halloween, I will start off by the first day of the month, all the way to the 31st of October. And each day I would just watch horror movies. I don't even give out candies. I don't even open the door to nobody. It's Halloween has really traumatized me in a way where it's just wrong. It's really, really wrong. And people need to understand that Halloween is just not wearing costumes and passing candy. Okay? The original Halloween is more of a celebration of the dead. Hallows. Which it stands for saints. This starts back from the Western Christians, where they honor all the saints and pray for recent departed souls who have yet reached to heaven. But Halloween is thought to have influence from the Christian beliefs and practice. It means All Hallows Eve, All Saints Day, All Souls Day, early church, major feast. It's it's like a remembering from the dead, remembering the dead. Just like in Mexico, they got this celebration. It's called El Dia de la Muerte, which is like the day for the dead. So Halloween is just not putting costume and passing candy. It's really like a tradition. And the original way to celebrate Halloween is to, go out there and have a bonfire. You can make candy apples, lightning, fine, division, finds knowledge of divine, and it's just praying for the dead. That's what really means. But in this society, when you see it in commercials, when you go to the store, the way they advertise it, it's just really, you're wearing costume and you get candy. And then even that, you got the news telling you, well, you gotta, be careful what you're eating, because they do that. So you see what happens? And then I personally also believe that, we should have more police patrolling on that day every year, because a lot of shit can happen. That's not what people are not realizing. It made it dangerous. That's what it is. That's what it is. Since the time of the early church, like Christmas, Easter, and Pentecost, have virgils that began to the night before as did the feast of All Hallows. And these 3 days are collectively called a Hallowide, and are a time when the Western Christians honor all saints and pray for the departed soul who have not, you know, in their belief, who have yet reached to heaven. And that could be like marshals too. They honor that too. You know, it's a festival of the dead, pretty much. By the end of the 12th century, they had become a holy day of obligation in the Western Christians, which, you know, Christianity, I know this is going to go a little bit off the, religion side, but it's funny how Christians are saying that they are the only one true religion. When this Halloween, this All Saint Day comes originally from them. So that should tell you something about religion. In the Western Christianity, and involved such tradition as ringing church bell for soul in purgatory. It was also customary for criers dressed in black to parade the street, ringing a bell of morning sound and calling on all good Christians to remember the poor soul. The hollow tie costume of baking and sharing soul cakes for all Christian soul has been suggested as the origin of trick or treating. The costume dates back at least as far as the 15th century, and it was found in parts of England, Wales, Flanders. Group of poor people, often children, will go door to door during the hollow tie, collecting soul cakes in exchange for praying for the dead. So that's where the trick or treating, that's the original trick or treating, especially the souls of the giver's friend and relatives. This was called souling. Soul cakes were also offered for the soul themselves to eat, or the soulers would act as their representatives. So, as with the Lenten tradition of hot cross buns, soul cakes, that was where they were often marked with a cross, indicating that they were baked as alms. Even Shakespeare mentioned it, souling of his comedy in 1593, on the two gentlemen of Verona. While souling, Christians will carry lanterns made of hollow out turnips, which could have originally represented souls of the dead. Now the jack o' lantern were used to ward off evil spirits. On All Saints and on All Souls Day during the 19th century, candles were lit in homes in Ireland, Flanders, uh, and other part of country, where they were called soul lights, that serves to guide the soul back to visit their earthly homes. In many other places, right, candles were also lit as graves on all soul dates. You know, on and in Brittany, libations of milk that was poured on the grave of kinfolk, or food that will be left overnight on the dinner table for the returning soul. A custom also found in Tyrol and parts of Italy too. So each country has a different version of celebrating Halloween. And if other people were to find out this history, they're going to be quick to judge. So what happens? They normalize it to where you wear costume, any of your superheroes or horror characters, and you go to door to collect candy. That's how Halloween, in this century is normalized, but it's not like that. And also they also celebrate, like, the origin of Halloween is also to go to hunt. You go to these places and do purgatory as well. That's also on another events that you can do to celebrate Halloween. So now, in some locations, right, Catholics and Protestants continue souling candlelit processions or ringing church bell for the dead. The Anglican Church eventually suppressed this bell ringing, you know, because they they looked at it as like, you know, like they looked at it as is wrong, that it is the effects of the witches, it is what it is. What I'm saying is that Halloween is not just it's not how it is. That's not how it wasn't like that. It was just all about remembering the dead. You know, I'm sorry, like people are celebrating Halloween wrong. You know, even though where I was brought up, it was so bad. I remember like on the second week of October, I was watching a movie called Hocus Pocus. I was watching it. I stood watch more because of the actor Sarah Lee Parker. Which she was just pretty in costumes like that. But the story mode is where a family of four, with two kids. They moved from California to Boston, and I liked how, it's false too. I like how I liked how it showed nice neighborhood. Leaves are falling, cool weather, which you can wear like a hoodie, whatever, comfortable clothes. And of course, you go door to door, but the atmosphere of it is just like so chilling and so relaxing. I never get to experience that where I'm from because, unfortunately, that's not how it was. You know, let's also talk about um what's happening in Seoul, Korean. These young kids were like in the festivals, and according to the news, like there was no guidelines how to handle this. There weren't even that much police to patrol. That festival got so messed up that it cost what, like 153 victims, injured or killed. That is so sad, man. Like people, you guys need to, people need to stop be acting like animals, you know. And then you wonder why, we, especially myself, we don't agree to defund the police. We need police, regardless. We need police because anything can happen on Halloween. A gas station could be broken in, a house could be broken in, someone can get sliced in the face. It's just dangerous out there for Halloween. The Halloween costumes were traditionally moderned after figures such as like vampires, ghosts, skeletons, scary looking witches, and devils. But over time, the costume selection extended to include popular characters from fictions, celebrity, and genetic, archetypes such as like ninja and princesses and shit like that, which is fucking vague. But dressing up in costume and going, you know, gussing, which is like trick or treating, you know, back in Scotland and Ireland, that shit was preventable. Halloween, because the tradition is called uh gussing because of the disguises or costumes worn by the children. So look, I'm just ranting right now because I really don't have knowledge about Halloween like that, but I can just tell you that it's not how it is. It's really not how it is. Guys, be careful out there. Really be careful out there. If you're gonna take your kids, hold your kids, by the hand and don't let them go by themselves from door to door. When you guys are done collecting candies, don't let them eat them right away. Go ahead and do a quick assessment on these candies or anything, cakes, whatever. Because, people fuck up things like that. There's a lot of cases. Every year, there's a lot of cases where kids are getting sick or fucking poisoned crimes go up the fucking roof because of Halloween. Why don't look? Why don't you guys take my advice and do this? Especially from a person who has mental illness. Because for me to have mental illness, why the fuck would I go out there, even though I'm already traumatized with bad experience, to go out there and celebrate fucking trick or treating shit? Okay, why don't you stay home on Halloween Day? Everybody has Netflix and Hulu, or they have collection DVDs of horror movies, and stay home. Or before you do that, go out there, get you some food, get you some candy. If you feel like, if you wanna, feel like, you're participating, and stay home and watch movies and relax. You got games that you can play. Go ahead and play games with your family. Play video games, do something, read a book, listen to music, like go on YouTube and watch these, these purgatory shows that, that is heavily like, is full of videos of that on YouTube. Why don't you do that? I mean, we're getting older too. And I know for damn sure that as you get older, you're not going to have that same energy to go out there and trick or treat. Even when they have adults party too. What is the point? What is the point to go like that? Like, that's not how you celebrate Halloween, man. If you live in the country or in the boondocks, whatever, and you have your own backyard, whatever, dig a hole, and do a bonfire. Stay home, drink responsible, smoke some weed, whatever. Do your, your 420 recreational. Like, there's a lot of things that you can do besides going out there and fucking knock door to door. What if the house that you about to go and knock the door is it's not a good person? What if you get shot? Because y'all don't realize this, but just because it's normalized for you to go from door to door, you're technically trespassing. And people in their houses don't take that lightly. So please, man, stay home. This is what happens when perfectionism goes wrong. It's the curse. That's what it is. And the reason that I'm making this video is because, I keep, listening on the news and on my phone on the news about these festivals that they conduct, and shit happens. I also want to share, because it just popped in my head. I remember, that we had cable vision. For the first time we had cable, and my brothers and my sister, they wanted to go out there and celebrate Halloween, so they got the costume. I decided to stay home. Now, for what I remember, at that time, there was this promotion where you get your box hooked and you get 30 days of free channel. They say any channel. And now, at that time, I'm a teenager, yo. I mean, there's a lot of things that I did as a teenager that I'm like, wow, that is genius. Teenagers. So they all left to trick or treat, and I decided to stay at home. And I just kept remember, any channel's free. You know what I did on that Halloween day? I fucking ordered a pay-per-view, Playboy, on Halloween by myself. I mean, of course, I found out that particular channel is not free. So I had to fucking call and say, yo, someone order this. And they weren't buying it. They were like, really? A kid is calling us, reporting that someone else ordered this. But they helped me took it out. But they sent me a bill. They sent my mom a bill afterwards, and that wasn't cute. But what I'm trying to say is be fun, just have fun in your home. If you want to hang out with your friends, invite them. Hey, look, I'm not going trick or treating. Why don't you guys come over? We'll play some board games, whatever, Uno's, whatever, life, whatever. And for those people who are into like purgatory, go to these, witch stores and get these, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of things that you can do. And on Halloween, besides going out there and trespassing. That's pretty much what you're doing. You're trespassing. But listen, if you guys are going over there, be careful. Okay? Parents, be careful. Kids, be careful. Have fun. I guarantee you that you guys, while y'all being little kids, y'all gonna get older and y'all going to realize that these holidays are fucking fake. All holidays are fucking fake. I'm just letting you know right now. The Curse of Professionalism, Episode 3, Halloween. This is Jim's on the Jim's Post. I see you next time. Peace.